The last topic we will talk about this week is the do-while loop. So the do-while loop, you can see they are very similar to the while loop. It's one kind of while loop, but we will do one time first. So we see what does that mean. So the do-while loop, actually the do-while is a post-test loop. So before, remember we say the while syntax, you need to check the condition first. Then you see, do you want to go to the loop or not? But do while loop, actually, we don't check yet. Actually, we go to execute our loop first. Then we will check the text expression afterward. So that's why we call that the post-test loop. So the general format is like this. Okay, so mostly we do the block. Okay, so let's have the block. Or even we only have one statement, but always put the block. So the syntax is this. You have do keyword. So then you will execute this for loop. Or you will execute this code block first. Then after we're done, let's check the expression. So that's after your while, you still have one expression that's for the condition. And don't forget, here is very important. Most of the time, people will forget. After your do while loop, the while condition, you will have a semicolon. So before in the while loop, we don't have. But in the do while loop, after the expression, we have the semicolon. So note, a semicolon required after the expression. So again, we see this general format is do first. So you do what? You do this code block. You execute statement one by one. Then after you're done, you come to the while. So you check this expression. If this expression is true, okay, I come back to the beginning of the loop. So I execute the loop again. So after I finish, you see I do the while check expression again. If this one is true, I go back. So I execute. So at the end, I come back to the while. I check the expression again. But if that's false, so then I finish. I go to the next line. So that's the do while loop. So the do while loop, if we see in the flow chart, you can see here, actually your statement will before your expression. Also remember in the flow chart, the diamond here we show is true or false expression. So we do the statement, execute the code block first. Then we check the expression. If this expression is true, okay, I go back to the beginning of the braces. So then I execute again. So then I check the expression again. So if that's true, I repeat. But then its expression is false. So then I finish. I continue to the next line. So that's the logic of the do while loop. So how to implement the do while loop? So here is a simple example. We're using the do while loop. We just see out the x 5 times. So you will see here, since you have an expression here, right? So that's why, right, we always need a counter or some condition for the while loop or do while loop. So we need to declare a variable, the counter, before the do block. So we initialize x equal to 1. So you can see here, no matter what the value is, we will do the block first. So you see here, actually we just see out the value for the x and new line. Then we increment by 1. So after you've done this, you see you check again. So x equal to 1, so after I finish, x equal to 2. 2 less than 5, so I come back. So I display 2, 3 again. So that's 2. So this first thing I display 1, then 2. So then 2 increment, so 3 less than 5, so I come back. So I display 3, increment become 4. So 4 less than 5, good, I continue. So I display 4, then I become 5. Then 5 equal to 5, so that's why I come back. Then I display 5, but after I increment, I become 6. So since this while condition is false, so I finish. So that's why here you will see before in our while loop, we possibly never execute the braces. But the do while loop will, you see, the do while loop will execute at least one time. At least one time. So here, for the do while loop, it is always execute one time. But still, if your while condition always true, they will possible become an infinite loop as well. Okay, so then you will see then why when I need to use the do while loop or when I need to use the while loop. Actually, they don't have any difference. The only thing is if you want to execute at least one time, then you do the do while loop. So then we just see for example here. So this is example 5. So then we will ask the user for 3 test scores. So then we'll ask them, then we display the average for them. So then we want to ask them, do they want to continue to do again or not? So that's why you can see here. This one will be the best for the do while loop because at least I need to ask the question one time. So you see here, I see out, please enter 3 scores. Then you do one by one. Then you calculate the average. You display the average. So then you see now you will ask user, do you want to have another average again? So then right, so you see here you read the again. So you see that's either capital Y or lowercase y. So then if they are, say yes. So then I come back again. So again I will display, enter the 3 score, I will average them. So you see this one is the good example to do the do while loop because we always ask the user to enter something. So then you will have the do first, then you check, then you see do you want to prompt out the message or not. Okay, so of course here is the sample output, but the most important thing, remember I want you to run from your IDE. So you can see here is our example. We have the variable defined, score 1, 2, 3. So we have our average and we have our input for user, do they want to continue again. So you see your do will always display, enter 3 score, I will average them. So then you got 3 value. So you average, calculate the average, then you display. So then you will say, do you want to get average, another average? So then you say yes. So then you read again, then you check. If they are this equal to capital Y or lowercase y, so then I do again. So then you can run the program to see here. So you see no matter what, they will ask you the first time 3 score. Okay, so then you have your average. So do you want to continue? Or do you want to do another one? So then no matter I do the lowercase y or capital case y, so you see they continue, see they ask you again. Okay, so then maybe I say no, or you see here, then they will finish. So that's the do while loop. So the do while loop and the while loop, actually they don't have much different. Just the only thing is do while loop, at least I will execute the code block one time. Then we check the condition. So the do while loop, one thing is the loop always execute at least once. Execution continue as long as the expression is true. So we stop repetition when the expression becomes false. So they're useful in menu-driven program to bring users back to the menu to make another choice. So this one actually is what? This one actually is your homework assignment last week. Did you remember you have your user menu to calculate the circle, rectangle area, but then your program only can do one time. So then here you can either have the while loop or do while loop, but we will recommend you to use the do while loop because you can see here, no matter what, we will display the menu one time. So then after user enter, what they will do, they finish, we will come back to display the result, display the menu again. So then user can run again. So that's why here I won't just do the do while loop for update your assignment 5. But one thing is since we know the while loop and do while loop now, right? So eventually the next week I will ask you to write another manual driven program. But then at that time you will see you will be able to come back to the menu again. Instead, you only can choose one time, then they finish. So since we talk about that, how about we try to change the example? So let's go to the IDE here. So this IDE, did you see this one is, remember last week when do at the end, we have the example 15. So you're using this example to do your homework assignment 5. So then we have the user menu, or we have the menu-driven programming. So you see, we only display one time to ask the user to enter the choice. So then you see here, we will display the result. But then if you remember, we only can run one time, right? So that's why you see here. Then we will have to run the program. Let's run the program. And then you will see after you say your trial membership, how many trials. So you see after you enter 3, they finish, they display the result. But now here, how should we do? We can come back to the menu. So that's why I see this one we can add is what? We can add the do while loop. So what we will do is we just add the do. Then you see the whole code block, you want to display the menu. You want to ask the user input. Then you want to have the switch. We all continue putting in our do block. Also, that's our do block. So you see all here is in the do block. Then we add the while condition. So our while is what? Right, you see the while as long as user not quit, right? So actually here is our choice. Our choice decide. So our choice decide what we will have. So as long as our choice is not equal to quit, right? Because user didn't say quit. If quit, right, we did quit. But if user didn't say quit, what we should do is we should let user come back to the menu, right? Okay, so that's why you see here we only add a do. Okay, so you see whole braces is the whole thing. You prompt to the menu, you have the switch, then you display your result. So then after this do block, then we add the while condition. So don't forget the semicolon. So that's why we have the do while loop condition. So then we run the program, see what happened. Okay, so we run the program, you see they will ask you to enter the choice, right? Also, let's do the first one, standard adult menu. Okay, so 3 months. You see, after we done, they will give me the total. But after they give me the total, you see, because the do while loop, so then they will see, because my choice is not quit, so then they give me the menu again. So you see, I can continue to have the choice for senior. Okay, so let's do 5 months. So you see, then after I enter 5 months, they give me the result. You see, they come back to the menu. So that's our do while loop example. But here you will see, right, if I want to quit the program, they should allow me to quit, right? So after I say the for, you see the while loop condition become false. So then the program ending. Okay, so that's the example we can use. So that's the example we update from our chapter, for example, 15. So then you see after you add the do block, then we can make our menu can repeat to have the user choice, to receive the user choice until we quit. So that's the do while loop example.